Chosen one, listen carefully. Heaven has placed you in a divine pause. Nothing around you is broken. It is being rearranged. The slowdown that frustrates you is not a setback. It is a sacred intermission ordered by God Himself. You are standing in the middle of a holy silence where heaven is whispering, "Rest now, for I am moving on your behalf." You have carried so much for so long. You've been strong for everyone else while quietly battling storms no one saw. You've pressed forward through exhaustion, convinced that if you just did a little more, prayed a little harder, tried a little longer, it would all finally make sense. But now, heaven says, "Stop running, lay it down. Let me take it from here." You've reached the moment where obedience looks like rest, where strength looks like surrender. And though your flesh may resist it, your spirit already knows this is not the end of movement. It is the beginning of divine momentum. The stillness you are stepping into is not empty, it's filled with God's presence. The Spirit reminds us through the writings of Psalms, chapter 62, verse 1. "Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him." Read that again. My soul finds rest in God. Not in outcomes, not in plans, not in people, in God. You've spent seasons trying to fix what only heaven can heal. And you've learned that the more you strive, the more peace slips away. But in this moment, God is restoring that peace by removing the weight of control from your hands. The world will tell you to keep pushing, to stay busy, to make something happen. But God is telling you to be still, to trust that what's coming doesn't depend on your pace, it depends on His promise. Every closed door, every delayed prayer, every unanswered question, they're not signs of absence. They're proof that divine timing is at work. Chosen one, heaven is not late. The silence you're in is strategic. God is building the unseen while you learn to breathe again. This rest is not weakness, it's warfare. It is the moment when you say, "I trust you, Lord, even when I don't see movement." Because faith isn't proven in your activity, it's revealed in your stillness. Think of how many times you've tried to solve what only surrender could unlock. God doesn't need your stress to fulfill His plan. He only asks for your still heart. You don't need to prove yourself to Him. He already chose you before the foundation of the world. What you're walking through now isn't punishment, it's protection. Heaven's rhythm is slower than the world's urgency. It is not rushed, it is deliberate. When God pauses your path, it's never to punish you, it's to align you. He's saving you from paths that would have drained your spirit. He's clearing the noise so you can finally hear His whisper. And that whisper is saying right now, "Peace, be still." Let those words wash over you. Let them untangle the tension inside you. God is already doing more than you can imagine, even in what feels like nothing. The stillness you fear is the soil where His miracles grow. You don't need to have all the answers, you just need to stay in the presence. This pause is not the death of your purpose, it is the deep breath before resurrection. Heaven is teaching you to rest not because nothing is happening, but because everything is happening beyond sight. Chosen one, this message didn't find you by chance. Heaven has orchestrated this moment to reach the part of your heart that's been holding on too tightly. God is not asking you to push harder. He's asking you to release deeper. So breathe. Exhale what's heavy. You are not behind. You are right on time, standing exactly where you're meant to be between what was and what will soon unfold. The silence you feel right now is sacred ground. God is closer than your next heartbeat, and as He takes over, chaos must bow. The storms that threatened you will lose their power. What once exhausted you will no longer define you. You are entering a divine rhythm where peace becomes your strength, and rest becomes your weapon. If this message speaks to your spirit, Don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe so others can find the same rest you've stepped into. Spread what heaven has given you. And as a prophetic act of faith, declare it below. Comment 777, I surrender my striving. Chosen one, let your comment be your covenant. As you type those words, heaven takes note. Your surrender becomes your signature and the spirit proof that you've entered divine rest, and God now reigns completely. Chosen one, you have fought long enough. The bruises on your spirit are proof of wars no one else saw, but heaven did. Every silent tear, every sleepless night, every whispered prayer, it was all heard. You didn't fight for nothing. You fought because your heart refused to give up when everything else around you fell apart. But now, heaven says, put down your sword. You have done your part. You have stood your ground. And now, God is stepping in. The battle that once required your hands is shifting into His. You don't need to defend yourself anymore. You don't need to keep proving who you are. The season of striving is over. God Himself is saying, be still. I will fight for you. You see, chosen souls often believe that rest equals weakness. You've been conditioned to think that if you stop moving, everything will collapse. But that is a lie whispered by fear. True strength is not in motion, it's in trust. You're entering a season where faith won't look like marching, it will look like resting while heaven moves. The Word of God reminds us in Exodus chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Read that again. Slowly. You need only to be still. You've spent years believing that everything depended on your effort, your prayer, your planning, your fight. But now, God is taking your weary hands and whispering, enough. This one is mine. Heaven has seen the exhaustion behind your smile. You've been strong for so long that you forgot what peace feels like. You've been fighting battles that weren't even yours to fight, trying to change hearts only God can reach, trying to fix situations only heaven can heal. But today, a divine exchange is happening, your exhaustion for His strength, your control for His covering. This is not a call to quit, it's a call to trust. Laying down your battle gear doesn't mean you've lost the war. It means you've realized who the real commander is. God is not asking you to be passive. He's asking you to let Him be powerful. The difference is sacred. Chosen one, think back on your journey. How many times did you think it was over only for God to make a way? How many times did you run out of strength, yet somehow you kept going? That was never your power, it was His grace carrying you. The same grace that sustained you in battle will now cover you in rest. Your stillness is not surrender to defeat, it's surrender to victory. When you stop fighting for control, you make space for heaven's intervention. God cannot fill hands that are clenched in fear. But when you release your grip, miracles can finally take shape. Right now, even as you read these words, something in the spiritual realm is shifting. The war you've been fighting in your mind is being silenced. The storm that surrounded you is losing its roar. Heaven is stepping into the very place where you felt most powerless. Let peace return to you. Let your shoulders lower. Let your spirit breathe again. You don't have to fight this time, your obedience is enough. The victory has already been written in heaven's records. God's justice is already in motion, and His timing will vindicate you in ways your words never could. When you lay your sword down, you're not walking away, you're stepping aside so that God can step forward. You are giving Him permission to do what only He can do, to turn what was meant for harm into your greatest testimony. This season may feel quiet, but it is powerful. The silence is sacred because heaven is moving behind it. Every battle you fought prepared you to recognize his voice when he said, "Peace, be still." That's the sound of victory echoing across your spirit. So now, rest in his promise. Let God handle what your strength never could. Your only assignment is to stay close to his presence and trust that he is who he said he is: faithful, relentless, and mighty in battle. Chosen one. The sword you lay down today will not rust, it will rise again in a new season, but this time, you won't swing it in exhaustion. You'll wield it in authority, guided by peace instead of panic. For now, though, the greatest act of faith you can offer is stillness. You have carried enough, you have proven enough, you have done enough. Let heaven take it from here. Chosen one, lift your eyes. The battlefield is no longer yours, it belongs to God. As you rest, his angels advance. The silence before you isn't defeat. It's the sound of divine victory unfolding. Chosen one. There are burdens you've carried that were never meant to be yours. You picked them up out of love, loyalty, and fear of what would happen if you let go. You've held people together, situations together, even your own heart together, and heaven watched you trying to be strong in places only God was meant to hold. But now, a shift is taking place. The Spirit of God is gently prying those weights from your hands. You were never created to carry the world. You were created to walk with the one who already carries it. There's a difference between compassion and captivity, and heaven is freeing you from what you were never meant to control. You've taken responsibility for things that drained your soul, trying to heal those who refuse healing, trying to fix what only surrender could restore. You've carried guilt for things that were never your fault, shame for mistakes long forgiven, and pressure from expectations God never placed on you. And yet, even with the heaviness, you kept walking, you kept showing up, you kept believing. That's why heaven calls you chosen. The ancient words remind us in Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Do you feel the power in that invitation? God isn't asking you to hold it all together. He's asking you to hand it all over. Every worry, every failure, every unspoken pain. You've been trying to play the role of rescuer, but there's only one Savior, and He is asking you to release. Chosen one, when you let go, you don't lose control, you gain clarity. The weight that once blurred your vision begins to lift, and suddenly you can see that God was never distant. He was simply waiting for room to move. He can't pour new peace into hands still clinging to old pain. Think about how many times you've said, "I'm fine," when your heart was screaming otherwise. You've mastered the art of appearing strong. But now heaven says, you don't have to pretend anymore. It's safe to be weak here. It's safe to cry. It's safe to let go. You've done your part. Now let God do His. Your strength doesn't come from carrying everything, it comes from trusting the one who carries you. And when you finally release what isn't yours, something miraculous happens. Your spirit starts to breathe again. Right now, heaven is breaking chains that have been invisible to everyone but you. The expectations that weighed you down are dissolving in the light of divine love. You are stepping into freedom, not because you've earned it, but because you've chosen it. God is saying, you've carried the weight long enough. Let me carry you now. You don't need to hold on to every wound, every memory, every failed attempt. Some things are ending because they have fulfilled their purpose. The release you feel is not loss, it's liberation. This is the sacred exchange of the chosen. What you let go of, God transforms. What you release, He redeems. What you surrender, He sanctifies. You are not losing anything that was meant to stay, so breathe deeply. Feel the lightness returning to your soul. This isn't the end of your strength, it's the beginning of divine rest. You're finally learning the rhythm of grace to let go and still be held. And if this truth stirs something within you, make a simple declaration below. Write it not as a comment to a screen, but as a covenant between you and heaven, an act of release, a sign that you are ready to let God take what you no longer need. Comment, "I release it." Write it with intention, because as you do, the chains in your life begin to break. Heaven moves when faith is spoken, and those 3 words, simple yet powerful, carry the weight of surrender that shifts everything. You are lighter now, freer, and finally aligned with the rhythm of heaven. What once felt unbearable will soon become unrecognizable, replaced by the peace that comes when you no longer carry what God has already claimed as His to handle. When you write, "I release it," you're not typing empty words, you're making a spiritual declaration. You're telling heaven, "I'm done carrying what's not mine." In that moment, angels record your surrender. The invisible weight begins to lift, and peace starts to settle where pressure once lived. Write, "I release it," with full awareness. Each word becomes an act of faith, unlocking what's been trapped inside your spirit. As you release, divine hands receive. The heaviness that followed you for years finally breaks. This is not the end, it's the rebirth of your freedom, sealed by surrender and sustained by grace. Chosen one, you have been waiting, wondering, questioning, when will it happen? When will things finally move? But heaven wants you to understand something sacred. Delay is not denial. God is not late, He is precise. Every pause in your life has been a piece of His divine choreography. You've looked at the clock and thought, "I'm running out of time." Yet, the truth is, time itself bends to God's command. What feels slow to you is synchronization in heaven. You've been asking for acceleration, but heaven has been arranging alignment. There is no such thing as too late in the hands of the eternal. The Spirit reveals through the writings of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. Read that carefully, a time for every purpose. Not for every wish, not for every emotion, but for every purpose. You see, God doesn't rush His chosen ones because purpose takes shape in patience. The delay is not wasted, it's working for you. What you call waiting, heaven calls weaving. Threads of destiny are being intertwined, quietly, intricately, perfectly. In your waiting, something holy is happening inside you. Your impatience is being transformed into wisdom. Your frustration is turning into faith. Every unanswered prayer is refining your discernment. God delays not to punish you, but to prepare you. The thing you're waiting for isn't ready, or perhaps you aren't ready for it yet. And because He loves you, He will not release something too early. Chosen one, you are learning that heaven's timing is protection in disguise. Sometimes what you think you lost was really God preventing what would have broken you. The closed doors you mourned were actually mercies dressed as disappointment. Every not yet has been a shield over your destiny. Look at Joseph, his dream didn't die in the pit or the prison. It simply matured through delay. Look at David, anointed long before he was appointed. Each day between promise and fulfillment wasn't punishment. It was preparation. And just like them, your delay is producing a depth you'll need when the promise arrives. God doesn't measure time by minutes or months. He measures it by readiness. He's not after your speed, He's after your strength. When He said, "Be still and know that I am God," it wasn't a command to stop moving, it was an invitation to stop worrying. In your stillness, heaven builds what haste would destroy. The doors that are meant for you cannot open by human effort, they open by divine sequence. Every detail, every person, Every opportunity that belongs to you is being set in place right now. The pause is God's perfection, not His absence. Chosen one, the waiting room of heaven is not empty. It's full of motion. Angels are arranging, hearts are softening, paths are clearing, and favor is aligning. You may not see it, but heaven is busy on your behalf. The silence between promise and fulfillment is the sound of construction. Patience is not passive, it's prophetic. When you wait with faith, you declare, God's timing is better than mine. Every day you remain steady. You become stronger in spirit. You're learning that peace is not found in progress, but in trust. There will come a day when you'll look back and realize that the delay was the answer, that the waiting saved you from what you thought you wanted, that God's slowness was your safety. The things you begged for will make sense in hindsight, and you'll say, now I see why it took so long. So don't curse the pause, embrace it. The same hand that wrote your promise is managing your process. And when heaven finally says now, everything will unfold so seamlessly that you'll forget the years you spent wondering. The timing will be so divine that you'll realize nothing was missing, only maturing. Chosen one. Heaven's timing is never offbeat. You are exactly where you should be, standing in the sacred space between preparation and manifestation. Trust that the one who began the story will finish it with flawless precision. The waiting is almost over, but the wisdom you're gaining will last forever. When you learn to trust divine timing, peace becomes your new rhythm. You stop chasing what's already promised and start resting in what's already written. Every divine delay carries hidden purpose, shaping your spirit to sustain the blessing that's on its way. You're not late, you're aligned. Chosen one. The process was never punishment, it was precision. Every season of silence was heaven adjusting the details to fit your destiny. When the time comes, it won't just happen, it will flow. You'll step into answered prayers effortlessly, realizing that waiting wasn't wasted, it was worship in disguise. Chosen one. Silence has surrounded you for so long that it's begun to sound like failure, but what if this silence is sacred? What if the quiet you dread is actually heaven's greatest strategy? The world tells you that if you're not speaking, posting, pushing, or performing, you're falling behind. But heaven whispers, hush. I'm speaking louder in silence than you ever could in sound. There is a kind of wisdom that only grows in stillness, when everything around you stops. The noise that once drowned God's voice begins to fade. You start hearing what was always there, the gentle rhythm of divine guidance that doesn't shout, but softly steers. The Word of God reminds us in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 15. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. Do you feel that truth settle in your spirit? Quietness isn't weakness, it's power refined. Confidence isn't loud, it's rooted in trust. The chosen ones of God understand this paradox while the world fights to be seen. Heaven hides them to be shaped. There are moments when silence itself becomes your weapon. Every time you choose not to react, you declare victory. Every time you hold your peace, you disarm the chaos that wanted to consume you. You are learning to be still. Not because you are powerless, but because you are powerful enough not to be moved. God doesn't need noise to prove He's working. In fact, the quieter it gets, the closer He often is. Remember Elijah on the mountain. God wasn't in the wind, or the earthquake, or the fire, but in the whisper. The whisper carries more weight than thunder when it's heaven speaking. Chosen one. This is your season to listen more than you explain, to observe more than you announce, to trust more than you argue. The silence is refining your discernment. What's growing inside you cannot survive constant noise. It needs the soil of solitude. So let this be your sacred stillness. Turn down the world's volume. Let the distractions fade. You're not disappearing, you're being distilled. God is removing the unnecessary so that your essence can emerge pure, potent, undeniable. The one who learns to rest in silence becomes unstoppable when it's time to speak again. The silence you're in right now isn't punishment. It's preparation. God is building depth within you so that when He finally releases your voice, it carries divine authority. Every moment of restraint is shaping the resonance of your next release. You are being trusted with heaven's quiet because you've proven faithful in noise. And when the time comes to rise again, your voice will not echo with opinions, it will carry presence. You will not speak to impress. You will speak to impact. You'll open your mouth and peace itself will follow. That's what happens when silence has shaped the sound. The world may measure influence by volume, but heaven measures it by vibration. Every quiet hour spent in God's presence creates ripples that reach farther than your words ever could. Don't underestimate the sound of stillness. It's the birthplace of divine strategy. Chosen one, you don't need to shout to shine. Your obedience already speaks louder than any noise. Stay hidden. Stay humble. Stay attuned. The silence is not empty, it's pregnant with glory. When God finally breaks it, everything will shift. And when that moment comes, when you feel light stirring in your spirit again, when peace begins to pulse like music in your chest, let it flow outward. Let it move naturally, beautifully, like a river finding its course. Share this peace. Let others taste what you found in the quiet, not because you have to, but because beauty always overflows, like light spilling from dawn, or fragrance rising from flowers. Let what heaven has whispered to you become a sound others can rest in. Invite them, not with pressure, but with presence. If your heart finds comfort here, keep walking with this flow. Stay close to where peace speaks. Let your spirit linger in this stream. You'll know when to extend your hand, when to pass the stillness forward, when to invite others into this same calm. That's what true connection feels like. It isn't forced, it's felt. And if this message has settled softly in you, if it feels like a warm wind after a long storm, then let that peace guide your response, like gently lighting a candle for another soul. Press like not as reaction, but as reflection. Share as though you're releasing a dove into the sky, and subscribe as a quiet promise to return where peace has found you. And as you do, heaven smiles. Each click, each share, each quiet return becomes a ripple of light moving through the darkness. What began as a whisper in your soul now becomes a melody of peace touching hearts across the earth. Chosen one, every storm you've endured, every tear that has fallen unseen, every night you wondered if heaven was listening, it all mattered. Nothing you've walked through was wasted. Even your pain has been repurposed by the hand of God. You are entering a sacred transition where your stillness will no longer feel heavy but holy. You've surrendered the fight. You've laid down the weight. And now, heaven whispers a new command: rest. For I am doing something new. You may not see it yet, but the shift has already begun. There is a quiet power rising within you, one that doesn't shout, doesn't strive, doesn't demand, it simply is. According to the writings in Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. This is that moment. The wasteland of your weariness is about to bloom. The very places that felt dry will soon overflow. God has been tilling the soil of your heart, preparing it for seeds that could only grow after surrender. That's why He allowed you to be still, so your spirit could soften enough to receive what's next. Chosen one, heaven never forgets a seed sown in faith. Your tears were not in vain. They were irrigation for your miracle. Every act of trust, every quiet yes, every silent prayer, they've been stored like treasures in the hands of God, waiting for this exact season. Sometimes before God multiplies, He first empties. You may have lost people, opportunities, or dreams, but none of it escaped His plan. You've been pruned, not punished. The cutting was not cruelty, it was care. Every branch that was removed made room for new fruit to grow. This new thing God is birthing in you requires peace, not panic. He's calling you to rest so the roots can deepen. If you rush this stage, you'll uproot what heaven just planted. Be patient, even in your stillness. What looks invisible now will one day be undeniable. The silence that once scared you is about to become sacred proof. Soon, you'll see that the things you thought were ending were actually evolving. You didn't lose your way, you were redirected to divine alignment. Heaven's hand never left your shoulder, and now, something extraordinary is about to unfold. God is positioning people, opening pathways, and setting divine appointments in motion, all while you rest. This is the beauty of trust. When you step back, heaven steps in. Chosen one, do not be afraid of new beginnings. They rarely come with clarity, they come with peace. That quiet confidence you feel right now, it's heaven's confirmation. You don't need all the answers. You just need to walk in awareness. God has already gone before you. The same God who sustained you in sorrow will strengthen you in stillness. The same presence that held you in the valley will crown you on the mountain. You are not starting over, you're starting higher. The lessons of loss have lifted you to a new level of wisdom, and from here the view is divine. The view, everything is shifting in your favor, even what you can't yet see. And though heaven moves silently, its results will be loud. Peace will echo through every space that once held pain. Joy will rise from ashes. The stillness will soon sing. If this word stirs something deep within you, don't ignore it. Heaven is confirming your next chapter right now. As an act of faith, a prophetic alignment with the new season unfolding before you, declare it boldly below. Comment 1111, a new thing begins. Let those numbers be more than digits, they're a declaration, a symbol of alignment between your soul and heaven's rhythm. Every 1111 typed becomes a door creaking open in the spirit, a sign that your obedience is unlocking what's been waiting for your surrender. Chosen one, this is your awakening. The stillness you've been resting in was never empty, it was expectancy. Heaven has taken over, and all that remains for you is to breathe, to believe, and to step gracefully into the new. When you write 1111, a new thing begins. You're not repeating numbers, you're speaking prophecy, you're aligning your timeline with heaven's. That declaration tells God, I'm ready. It becomes a spiritual signature, marking the moment your waiting ends and divine creation begins within and around you. Write 1111. A new thing begins with faith, not fear. Those 4 ones stand like pillars of promise, each representing new order, divine unity, and the unfolding of destiny. As you type them, imagine heaven's gates widening. You're not hoping anymore, you're agreeing with what God already planned for your life. Chosen one. There is a mystery unfolding quietly behind every closed door in your life. The rejection you didn't understand. The endings that came without warning. The people who walked away, all of it is being rewritten by divine hands. You saw loss, but heaven saw redirection. Every no you received was a doorway disguised as disappointment. There are seasons when God's protection sounds like silence. You prayed for breakthrough, and instead, you got blocked. You asked for opportunity, and instead, you got obscurity. But heaven was never withholding, it was redirecting. God loves you too much to let you enter rooms that would break you before your time. It's human to want explanations, to crave clarity, to demand reasons. But divine timing rarely comes with an instruction manual. God's strategy often hides behind closed doors, because revelation without readiness would only ruin the blessing. You were meant to trust what you cannot yet see. The Spirit confirms this truth in Revelation. Chapter 3, verse 8, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Do you feel that promise settle in your chest? That verse isn't about forcing entry, it's about faithful waiting. What God opens, no man can close, and what He closes, no man can force open. Your task is not to knock harder, it's to discern which door belongs to you. Every time you felt forgotten, heaven was actually finalizing something. You saw a shut door. God saw unfinished construction. The opportunity wasn't lost, it was delayed until the foundation was strong enough to carry the weight of what's coming. Think about the moments when you begged God to make something work. A relationship, a dream, a plan. You wanted it so badly that you mistook your desire for destiny. But He said no, because He knew it would drain you. His rejection wasn't cruelty, it was protection. Some doors stay shut not because you're unworthy, but because you're chosen for something greater. Chosen one. It takes faith to keep walking when doors keep closing. It takes strength to smile when opportunities seem to pass you by. But those who trust God's hand behind the lock will one day walk through doors they didn't even knock on. The closed doors of your past were never meant to humiliate you, they were meant to humble you. To teach you that favor cannot be forced, and timing cannot be manipulated. What belongs to you will recognize you. When the right door opens, you won't need to fight for it. It will swing wide with peace, not pressure. This is why your stillness matters. Every delay has been training your discernment. You're learning that not every opportunity is divine, not every invitation is destiny, and not every connection carries covenant. The world celebrates access, but heaven values alignment. You are being refined to know the difference. There's beauty in what's behind closed doors too. Just because you can't see movement doesn't mean nothing's happening. When a seed is planted, it's buried in darkness before it breaks into light. That's you right now, growing quietly beneath the surface of divine timing. God hasn't forgotten you. In fact, you are on His priority list. Heaven is not scrambling to make things right. It's been planning your arrival all along. You are walking toward what has already been prepared for you, step by step, in perfect pace. Soon, the door will open. You'll stand on the other side and realize that the waiting wasn't a waste, it was weaving. The tapestry of your life is being stitched together with threads of trust, surrender, and divine strategy. So don't despise closed doors anymore. They're not punishment, they're promises in disguise. Each one says, something better is coming. Let the peace of that truth rest on you tonight. The silence of heaven is not absence, it's anticipation. Chosen one. The key has always been trust. You don't need to force entry into what God has secured for you. The door will open when the time is holy. The handle will turn with ease. And when you step through, you'll see that every no was really a holy yes in disguise. Until then, stay faithful. Keep your hands clean and your heart soft. Trust the timing, honor the pause, and prepare for the opening. Because the next door that opens won't just be a new opportunity. It will be a new era of peace, purpose, and divine proof that waiting was worth it. When that door finally opens, you'll walk through it with quiet strength, not surprise. Every closed path will make sense beneath the light of divine alignment. Chosen one, your patience has built the key itself. The very faith that kept you waiting will unlock what was always yours effortlessly, beautifully, and right on time. Chosen one, while you rest, something sacred is happening that you cannot see. The stillness that once felt like silence is now the soil of restoration. Heaven is at work in the unseen, knitting together the broken pieces of your story with threads of grace. You may not hear it, but the divine machinery of mercy is moving. The world teaches that rest means nothing is happening, but heaven reveals that rest is where everything begins. When you stop striving, God starts rebuilding. The more you yield, the more He heals. This season is not still, it's sacredly active. Every breath you take in peace is a command to chaos that it no longer has authority over you, as it is revealed in Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 17. For I will restore health to you and heal you of your wounds, declares the Lord. This is heaven's decree over you. Healing is not a possibility, it's a promise. But restoration doesn't come through striving. It flows through surrender. You have entered a divine recovery zone where God Himself is reassembling everything that was scattered, stolen, or shattered. Chosen one, think of how long you've carried the weight of yesterday. The regret, the guilt, the questions, the hurt. You've replayed moments in your mind, wishing for different endings. But heaven is whispering, stop looking back. The same hands that allowed the breaking are now performing the rebuilding. Your restoration will not look like what was lost, it will look like something completely new. The pieces that broke were not meant to be glued back together as they were. They're being reshaped into something stronger, purer, and eternal. The cracks are not signs of failure, they're the places where glory seeps through. Every scar you carry tells a story heaven can use. Nothing in your journey disqualifies you. It refines you. God is turning your wounds into wisdom, your pain into purpose, your tears into testimony. The night didn't destroy you, it deepened you. What you thought ended you actually introduced you to endurance. Restoration often begins quietly. Long before you see the evidence, God is aligning everything in the background. He's healing relationships that broke you, repairing hope where it once bled out, and reintroducing you to yourself, the version of you that was never meant to live in survival mode. You've spent years trying to rebuild what was taken. But heaven is not restoring what was, it's restoring what should have been. There's a difference. God doesn't recycle pain, He resurrects purpose. That's why the new thing He's preparing will not fit your old patterns. Chosen one, do not rush this process. The work God is doing within you requires stillness. You can't heal and hurry at the same time. The roots of restoration grow deep in rest. You are not being left behind. You are being lifted in slow motion, elevated in silence. Soon you will notice small signs, subtle shifts that feel like morning light after a long night. The ache in your chest will ease. The thoughts that tormented you will lose their grip. The colors of life will return. You'll laugh again, not because everything is perfect, but because peace has returned to its rightful place within you. God is not just healing your circumstances, He's healing your perspective. You will begin to see that even the things that broke you carried beauty. You'll find gratitude for the cracks because they became entry points for grace. You'll stop asking, why me, and start whispering, thank you, Lord, and for trusting me with this transformation. Restoration is not instant, it's intimate. It happens layer by layer, moment by moment. Some days it will feel like progress, others like pause. But even in the pause, heaven is present. You may not feel different yet, but the shift has already begun beneath the surface. Chosen one. Soon you'll look back at this chapter with reverence. You'll realize that the quiet wasn't empty. It was sacred construction. You'll see that God never forgot you. He was simply working on the foundation while you learned how to breathe again. Everything broken is being touched by divine hands right now. The shattered glass of your past is being transformed into stained glass through which heaven's light will shine. And when it's complete, the story of your restoration will not whisper of loss, it will roar of resurrection. Do not resist the rest. It is not passive, it is preparation. You are not waiting to be made whole, you are already whole, learning to recognize it. The healing is happening, the rebuilding is real, and the peace that's coming will surpass all understanding. Chosen one, rest in that truth. You are being restored in ways words can't describe. Every hidden wound, every silent ache, every forgotten dream, they're all being rewritten by the author who never loses the plot. When you finally rise from this rest, you won't just return, you'll emerge radiant, renewed, and ready for the next divine chapter written with hands that make no mistakes. Chosen one. Sometimes the message comes not as a shout from heaven, but as a whisper meant only for your heart. You've been searching for confirmation, a sign that all this waiting, resting, and surrendering hasn't been in vain. This is that sign. This is heaven's gentle nudge, reminding you you're still seen, still chosen, still in motion, even in stillness. There's a divine rhythm to your life, one that can't be measured by human clocks. Every delay, every pause, every quiet space has been written by a God who moves outside of time. And though it feels like nothing is happening, heaven is building momentum in the unseen. The prophet's words remind us in Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry on the. Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not delay. That verse isn't a prediction, it's a guarantee. The promise has already been scheduled. You may not have the calendar date, but heaven does. The clock of God never runs late. Every second that passes brings you closer to fulfillment, not further away. Chosen one, you've grown weary because your eyes have only seen the waiting, not the weaving. But if heaven could pull back the veil for just a moment, you'd see how much has already been aligned. You'd see angels rearranging details, preparing encounters, and softening hearts. You'd see that your obedience has created motion in the invisible realm. This is why faith matters. Faith is not believing that God can, it's resting in the truth that He will. Faith is not noise or drama. It's the steady hum of trust in the soul. And your faith, quiet as it's been, has been shaking the heavens louder than any shout. Do not let your silence make you think you've gone unnoticed. Heaven celebrates still faith as much as loud faith. The prayers you whisper, the surrender you offer in solitude, all of it echoes eternally. God hears what you never said out loud. Chosen one, you are not behind. You're right on heaven's schedule. You haven't missed your moment. You're being measured for it. Every lesson, every loss, every delay, they've all shaped you for what's next. You're stronger now, softer too, and heaven calls that maturity. Sometimes the promise doesn't appear because God is making sure you can handle its weight. He's preparing your heart, stretching your spirit, refining your patience. The waiting isn't punishment, it's preparation for permanence. Quick blessings fade, but refined ones remain. And right now, heaven is whispering again. Hold steady. I'm not finished. The stillness you're standing in is the sacred threshold between what was and what's about to become. God's hand is on the doorknob. You're about to witness movement where there's been silence. Let peace take the place of panic. Let trust be your response instead of haste. You don't have to chase what's already chosen you. Your destiny doesn't require your panic, it requires your presence. When you stand still in faith, heaven calls that obedience victory. Soon, you'll feel it a stirring in the atmosphere around you. What you prayed for will start aligning naturally, without your striving. What once felt distant will draw near. This isn't coincidence, it's divine completion unfolding exactly as promised. And when that happens, remember this moment. Remember that you didn't force it. You didn't fabricate it, you simply stayed faithful. That's the beauty of being chosen. Your waiting becomes worship. Your stillness becomes strategy. Your surrender becomes strength. Now, take a breath. Let this truth sink in deeply. Heaven has heard you. The shift has begun. Every quiet prayer you ever whispered has become a building block in the architecture of your miracle. You are standing in the space between prophecy and proof. If this word resonates with your spirit, don't let it drift away like wind. Seal it. Speak it out loud as a declaration that you've heard heaven's whisper and your heart agrees with it. Comment I hear. 3 simple words, but they carry eternal weight. When you write them, you echo the sound of obedience through the spirit realm. You're not just saying you heard this message, you're telling heaven, I receive it. And that agreement begins to activate what's already been set in motion for you. You are not lost in the silence. You are being refined by it. And when your moment arrives, you'll know it wasn't coincidence, it was confirmation that heaven's whisper never misses its mark. When you type, I hear, you're doing more than commenting, you're answering heaven. Those 2 words mean I recognize this is for me. They open the door for divine confirmation to enter your reality. Write I hear with conviction. It's your spirit's way of responding. Speak, Lord, I'm listening. Heaven always honors a listening heart. What you acknowledge in faith becomes what you soon experience in truth. Chosen one. Every message heaven sends to your spirit is part of an unfolding masterpiece. You may not see the whole painting yet, but you can feel the brush strokes, the gentle, deliberate movements of God shaping color into chaos, turning confusion into clarity. Each moment of stillness, each whisper of faith, adds to the canvas of your calling. There's something sacred about realizing you were never meant to build alone. The weight of your purpose was never designed to rest entirely on your shoulders. Heaven has always been your co-creator, painting alongside you, weaving threads of light through your darkest nights. What looked like an unfinished picture is actually divine art in progress. The Spirit reminds us in Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Do you see what that means? Chosen one. You are not a half-finished project. You are a living promise. Every delay, every detour, every quiet hour has been part of a divine process that refuses to leave you incomplete. Heaven never abandons what it begins. You've spent seasons thinking God stopped speaking when, in truth, He was simply letting His silence stretch your faith. It takes courage to trust that something beautiful is forming when the brushstrokes look messy. Yet the master artist never panics mid-creation. He already sees what you can't yet comprehend, a finished glory that makes every imperfect stroke meaningful. Sometimes you look at your life and see fragments, unfinished dreams, unanswered prayers, unresolved pain. But heaven sees the full mosaic. Every broken piece reflecting light in ways you never imagined. Restoration is not about returning to what was, it's about becoming something that never existed before. chosen one. When you rest in that truth, peace begins to bloom quietly within you. You realize that not every season is for striving. Some are simply for standing still and watching God turn shadows into symmetry. The waiting doesn't delay the art, it defines its depth. And as this revelation settles, your spirit begins to soften. Gratitude replaces pressure. You no longer force what's divine to happen, you allow it to unfold. That's when heaven begins to paint faster, because now your heart moves in rhythm with His hand. This is what divine collaboration looks like. You do your part, faith, obedience, patience, and God does His transformation, fulfillment, completion. You are co-creating your future with the Creator Himself. Every yes you've whispered in faith has become a brushstroke on eternity's canvas. Soon your story will be a gallery of grace, one that others will look at and see reflections of hope in. And when they do, your light will remind them that even the messy parts of their story can become miracles in the making. When that day comes, let your life speak louder than your lips. Let your peace preach, your patience testify, your stillness shine. You won't need to convince anyone of your faith, your existence will radiate it. And when people feel that peace through your words, your presence, your quiet glow, let it ripple naturally, like a soft flame lighting another. Let your faith gently invite others into the warmth. If these words have settled softly in you, if they feel like sunlight through stained glass, let that feeling move outward in love. Press like the way a heart nods in agreement with heaven. Share as if you're passing a lantern through the dark to guide another soul home. And subscribe as a sacred gesture, a promise between you and God that you will keep walking in light, returning here whenever you need to remember who you are. No pressure, no performance, just participation in peace. The same peace that found you now longs to flow through you. Every small act of connection becomes an offering, an echo of your yes to divine purpose. Because every time light touches light, darkness loses territory. Every time one heart awakens, heaven expands its reach. You are part of something bigger now, an invisible cathedral of souls learning to rest, trust, and reflect divine beauty together. So let your simple act, your silent agreement, your gentle response be your way of saying yes. Lord, continue the masterpiece, for even your smallest gesture, done in love, becomes another brushstroke in the gallery of grace that heaven is still completing within you. Each quiet gesture, each like share or return becomes a shimmer on heaven's canvas, proof that light keeps spreading. Your response is not routine, it's reverence. Your way of saying, I see the beauty forming. Chosen one, even this small act echoes in eternity. The moment you choose connection over silence, light over doubt, you participate in creation itself. Heaven paints through willing hearts like yours. Chosen one. There will come a time when those who misunderstood your silence will see the truth it carried. The very ones who thought you had fallen behind will witness the reason heaven kept you still. The vindication you've been waiting for will not come through your defense, it will come through divine demonstration. You see, the beauty of divine timing is that it turns every hidden moment into preparation for public redemption. The seasons that made you question your worth are about to become the very proof of your calling. What once humiliated you will become your highest testimony. The Spirit reminds us in Psalm chapter 23, verse 5. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Those words are not poetic, they are prophetic. The table represents divine timing. The oil represents divine favor. And the overflow represents divine restoration. God doesn't hide His chosen ones forever. He hides them long enough to reveal them with power. Chosen one, your quiet obedience has not gone unnoticed. Heaven has been keeping record of every moment you held your peace when you could have defended yourself. Every time you chose silence instead of retaliation. God was writing your name into a story that will speak louder than any argument ever could. Vindication is coming, but it will not look like revenge. It will look like peace that can't be disturbed. It will look like elevation without explanation. The same mouths that once doubted you will now have to testify that it was God all along. The tables are turning not through your effort, but through divine exchange. You are not rising because you fought harder. You are rising because you trusted deeper. Heaven always honors humility. Every moment you chose faith over fury, patience over pride, was another brick in the foundation of your blessing. Those who misunderstood your stillness mistook it for weakness. But you've learned that restraint is power. You've learned that silence speaks louder than self-defense when heaven is your advocate. God doesn't need you to prove anything. He is preparing to do that himself. Soon, the spotlight will shift not toward your struggle, but toward your strength. And when it does, you will not need to gloat or remind anyone of what they said. You'll simply stand in grace and watch how God's glory answers every doubt. The story of your stillness will inspire others who are walking through their own silent seasons. They'll look at you and see that peace was not passivity, it was prophetic preparation. That waiting was not wasting, it was weaponry. You were being trained in trust so that when elevation came, you would rise with character, not pride. Chosen one. The beauty of divine vindication is that it doesn't destroy, it redeems. It restores honor without harming others. God's justice doesn't humiliate, it heals. Those who opposed you are not your enemies. They were instruments for your refinement. Without their misunderstanding, you wouldn't have learned mercy. Without their rejection, you wouldn't have learned release. And now, as heaven prepares to lift you, humility will be your crown. You will rise not with bitterness, but with compassion. You'll understand that your stillness was never about silence, it was about sanctification. Everything that was whispered against you will fall away like dust. Because truth doesn't need a defense, it needs time. When God finishes what he started, even your critics will become witnesses of grace. They'll see that the same stillness they mocked was the womb where miracles were forming. The banquet table God prepares for you isn't for show, it's for purpose. He doesn't elevate you to prove others wrong. He elevates you to prove his word right. Your blessing will not just bless you, it will bless those who once broke you. That's what divine justice looks like, mercy on display. Chosen one, rest assured heaven never forgets those who waited well. You are about to step into a season where your integrity will speak louder than every insult ever thrown. You won't need to explain. Your peace will preach for you. And when that day arrives, your spirit will recognize it immediately. You'll feel the shift. You'll stand at that divine table, not proud, but grateful. You'll realize that the real victory was not in being proven right. It was in becoming whole. So stay steady, kabutobin. Keep your heart pure. Let God handle what your hands cannot. The stage of vindication is being set, not for revenge, but for revelation. The world will see what heaven always knew, that you were never forgotten, only being formed. Chosen one, there's a shift taking place that you can't quite explain. You can feel it deep in your spirit. Something unseen is moving. Something divine is aligning. It's the quiet sense that heaven has begun to take full control, that the plans once delayed are now accelerating under divine supervision. You've reached the moment where surrender meets fulfillment. All the waiting, all the stillness, all the silent endurance, it has brought you to this exact turning point. God is not asking you to try anymore. He's asking you to trust completely. The ancient words echo this promise in Psalm chapter 37, verse 7. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Patience isn't just about waiting, it's about how you wait. You have learned that waiting in peace is more powerful than striving in panic. Your stillness has become your strongest signal of faith. Heaven responds to that kind of quiet trust. Chosen one. There's a new order being written around you. The things that once resisted you are losing power. The walls that once blocked you are beginning to tremble. You may not see the entire blueprint, but you can sense the rearrangement happening beneath the surface. God is setting every piece in perfect position. And even now, heaven whispers, "This is where I take over." You've walked faithfully through the wilderness. You've obeyed in silence. You've believed even when nothing moved. And now, the divine shift is beginning. The heaviness that clung to your spirit is breaking. The uncertainty that clouded your path is lifting. The same God who carried you through the storm is now guiding you into calm waters. Everything that once felt chaotic is coming under divine order. You've entered a season of completion not because of your effort, but because heaven has declared it so. Cycles are ending. Lessons are sealing. The wilderness season is no longer necessary because it served its purpose. What was once testing is now testimony. Chosen one, rest in this truth. God's takeover doesn't mean you've lost control. It means you're finally safe enough to release it. The Creator doesn't need your assistance to fulfill His design. He needs your agreement. When you let go, heaven steps in fully. There's something holy in this moment. You can almost feel heaven breathing over your story. What once felt scattered is being gathered. What once felt uncertain is gaining clarity. You are moving from confusion into completion, from carrying the burden to watching God carry you. And as you cross this invisible threshold, peace will meet you there. The same peace you've been praying for is now waiting for you to accept it. All that's left is surrender, the quiet kind that doesn't ask how, but simply whispers, "Yes, Lord." This is not coincidence, it's divine alignment. Heaven is confirming what your spirit already knows. The striving is over. It's time to rest and witness God do what only He can do. If you can sense that shift, if your spirit is resonating with these words like an echo of something ancient and true, then let this be your moment of agreement. Speak the number not as superstition, but as symbol, as your personal seal with heaven's promise. Comment 4444, God takes over. These numbers are not random. They carry the rhythm of divine completion and angelic order. 4 represents foundation, and 4 repeated speaks of stability established by heaven itself. When you type it, you're declaring God. My foundation is yours, Matom. My future is in your hands. Chosen one. This is where your striving ends and your story begins anew. The takeover isn't something to fear, it's something to celebrate. Heaven's plan has always been gentler, stronger, and far more beautiful than your own. From this moment on, every step you take will be guided, guarded, and graced. You're walking into a chapter written by divine hands that never fail, never rush, and never miss. Rest, release, and trust God is taking over now. When you write 4444, God takes over, you are placing your entire story back into the hands that created it. Those numbers become more than symbols, they become a covenant, a spiritual agreement between your heart and heaven's plan. Each 4 stands for divine stability, north, south, east, and west heaven surrounding you completely. You are declaring, every direction of my life belongs to God. It is the surrender that builds safety, the trust that builds peace. So type 44444 with full awareness. Let it echo like prayer, quiet yet powerful. In that act of faith, heaven confirms what you've whispered all along. God truly takes over. Chosen one, you are safe now. The winds that once howled around you have quieted, not because the world has changed, but because you have inside you. A new stillness has formed, a quiet confidence born from trust. You have discovered that safety isn't found in the absence of storms. It's found in the presence of God. The same waves that once terrified you are now beneath your feet. You've learned that fear doesn't disappear, it bows. You've seen darkness lose its grip the moment you stopped fighting in panic and started resting in faith. Heaven has become your shelter, and peace has become your protector. The word of the Lord reminds us through Psalm, chapter 91, verse 1. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That verse is not poetry, it's positioning. You are being hidden in the secret place, a spiritual refuge that cannot be touched by chaos. It's where you go when the world becomes too loud, where heaven draws you back into alignment. Safety isn't the absence of threat, it's the awareness of divine covering. Chosen one, you've spent years thinking safety meant control, keeping everything and everyone in order, guarding yourself against disappointment, preparing for every what if. But the truth is, control is exhausting. It tricks you into believing you can secure your own peace, when peace was always a person, not a plan. Now, as you rest beneath the shadow of the Almighty, you realize the safest place isn't ahead or behind, it's within His will. When you stop running from uncertainty and start resting in obedience, you find yourself surrounded by something sacred. This is what divine protection feels like. It's not always visible, but it's constant. The accidents you avoided, the heartbreaks that didn't happen, the moments you almost gave up, those were all proof of unseen angels doing their quiet work. You've been preserved by grace, even when you didn't perceive it. Look closely at your journey. You were never unguarded, even when you felt unworthy. God's hand has been over your life like a soft shield, turning what could have destroyed you into what ultimately defined you. Every loss that felt unbearable was a layer of protection. He removed what couldn't stay so you could remain standing. Chosen one, this is why you are safe, because nothing touches you without first passing through His permission. Even what the enemy meant for harm has been converted into wisdom. The scars that remain are not signs of defeat. They're proof that nothing could destroy the one God protects. Safety in God doesn't mean you won't face pain, it means pain won't own you. You may feel pressure, but you will not collapse. You may bend, but you will not break. Divine hands are around you, holding what the world could never hold together. Right now, heaven is strengthening your inner walls. The anxiety that once ruled your nights is losing its authority. The fear that used to whisper what if is being silenced by even if. You've crossed into a space of trust where peace isn't fragile, it's fortified. You've learned that safety is not a promise of ease, but of endurance. It's the knowledge that even if storms rise again, you already know where to run. You found your refuge, and no darkness can pull you from it. Chosen one, the days ahead may not be without challenges, but they will not find you the same. The difference now is your posture. You are no longer reacting, you are resting. No longer fearing, you are grounded. You've been taught by stillness how to survive the shaking. In this safety, you'll begin to see the world differently. What once triggered fear will now stir compassion. What once drained you will now remind you of how far you've come. You'll move through life not as a survivor, but as a sanctuary carrying peace into every place you enter. The storms outside may continue, but they can't reach the temple inside. You are surrounded, sustained, and secured by divine love. This is your fortress, not made of walls, but of faith. So breathe freely. Chosen one, the danger has passed, the battle is quieted, and the hands that hold you will never let go. You are safe not because the world has grown softer, but because you've grown stronger in the shadow of the Almighty. Stay in that refuge. Let peace guard your gates and grace be your guardrails. When uncertainty calls, answer with stillness. When fear tries to return, remind it that it no longer has your address. You've moved into a higher dwelling, a spiritual home built on trust. And there, within that secret place, you will remain untouchable, unshaken, and fully at rest in the everlasting safety of God. Chosen one. Something extraordinary happens when you stop fighting for strength and start receiving it. You've carried yourself through long seasons of survival, relying on endurance when your spirit was empty. But heaven never intended for you to live from exhaustion. It destined you to live from divine exchange. This is the sacred moment when your weakness becomes the meeting place for God's power. The moment you admit, I can't keep going on my own. Heaven answers, you never had to. What used to drain you will now sustain you. Because you've learned that strength is not something you create, it's something you receive. The ancient words remind us in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. That verse doesn't ask for perfection, it invites surrender. Divine strength flows only into empty vessels. The more you release your need to appear strong, the more heaven fills you with real endurance. You're no longer running on survival, you're running on supernatural supply. Chosen one, think of how often you've mistaken fatigue for failure. You felt tired and believed you were losing faith. But exhaustion isn't evidence of weakness, it's an invitation to renewal. Even Jesus rested. Even angels pause. The universe itself moves in cycles of work and stillness. You are part of that divine rhythm. There is no shame in being tired. Heaven does not rebuke the weary, it revives them. The moments you whispered prayers through trembling hands were never signs of spiritual defeat. They were signs of divine dependence. God's greatest strength often enters through the cracks of our surrender. You've been fighting to carry everything, but heaven is teaching you a higher way exchange. Every time you breathe out anxiety, He breathes in peace. Every time you release pressure, He releases power. The sacred trade of heaven is not transactional, it's transformational. You don't earn strength, you inherit it through trust. This is why the stillness you've been called into is holy. It's not meant to confine you, it's meant to refill you. Rest is the river where renewal flows. The hands that hold you are not idle. They are pouring new life into your spirit drop by drop. Chosen one, you are being strengthened from the inside out, not with the kind of energy that burns out quickly, but with endurance that endures storms without losing shape. Heaven is weaving resilience into your bones. Your peace is becoming unbreakable. You're learning that divine strength is not about muscle, it's about mindset. It's not loud, it's lasting. It's not frantic, it's faithful. God's power rarely looks like thunder. It often feels like quiet fire, steady and sure. Even now, as you read these words, something is stirring within you. The fatigue you've been carrying is meeting divine renewal. The burden in your chest is softening, melting under the warmth of grace. You're remembering that you were never meant to conquer life by effort, you were meant to embody peace by faith. Chosen one, let your heart be light again. You've been carrying too much, trying to hold what heaven has already taken responsibility for. You've been managing survival when God intended you to rest in abundance. There is no glory in burnout. The glory is in balance, in breathing, in trusting that what's meant for you will never require constant strain. You are being reintroduced to strength as a companion, not a burden. This kind of strength doesn't demand performance, it invites presence. It doesn't push you forward in panic, it carries you forward in peace. Look at how far you've come. Every breakdown became breakthrough training. Every fall built foundation. You thought you were crumbling, but you were only being rebuilt into something stronger, wiser, softer. This is resurrection, not loud or violent, but slow and sacred. You're not just being restored, you're being redefined. The old version of you survived by striving. The new one thrives by surrender. You are learning to lean on God's strength without shame, to admit your need without fear. And in that honesty, heaven finds an open door to pour power into you endlessly. Chosen one. From this point forward, strength will no longer feel like struggle, it will feel like stillness. You will wake with peace instead of panic. You will walk with grace instead of exhaustion. You will live with faith that doesn't need proof. You are not just recovering, you are rising. The fatigue of the past is being exchanged for fire. The same God who carried you through darkness is now filling you with light. You are a vessel of divine energy, steady and sacred, no longer striving but shining. Let this truth sink in deeply. You don't have to prove strength when you are strength, born of God's Spirit. You don't have to force movement when heaven is already carrying you forward. Rest in that exchange. Breathe in His renewal. You are being strengthened not just to endure, but to enjoy. Not just to survive, but to soar. The weakness you once feared has become the place where heaven lives within you. Chosen one. The season you are stepping into now is not one of striving, it is one of shining. You've been refined, tested, and transformed through the furnace of waiting, and what remains is pure gold. The stillness that once felt like silence has become your strength, and now heaven is ready to reveal what it was shaping within you all along. You are entering the era of evidence, the moment when your inner peace begins to manifest outwardly. The light you cultivated in hiddenness will now radiate naturally, without effort, without striving. This is not a performance. It's the gentle unveiling of divine glory. The scriptures remind us in Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Chosen one. That light isn't arrogance or noise, it's the quiet glow of one who knows they are held. It's the radiance of a heart that has found its home in peace. When you shine, you're not drawing attention to yourself. You're reflecting heaven's warmth through the lens of your own story. This is your season of quiet brilliance. You won't need to chase recognition. Light doesn't run after darkness. It simply appears, and shadows flee. You are about to walk into rooms that once rejected you, and the same stillness that sustained you will speak louder than any defense ever could. People will sense the difference in you, even before you speak. They'll see serenity where there used to be striving. They'll feel peace when you enter, as if the air itself changes. That's what happens when heaven lives within you. The atmosphere obeys the presence you carry. And when that light flows through you, don't hide it. Let it move freely, tenderly, like sunlight spilling over mountains at dawn. You are not meant to dim your glow to make others comfortable. Shine anyway, softly but steadily. Your peace is prophetic. Your calm is contagious. Let the love that has filled you overflow gently into the world around you. Share it not with pressure, but with poetry. like pouring warm tea into another's trembling hands. Let your heart offer comfort through kindness. Your words offer hope through truth, and your presence offer light through gentleness. If these words have rested in you like a breath of peace, let that peace ripple outward. Press like not as reaction, but as reflection, as if you're lighting a candle in acknowledgement of the warmth you felt. And if your heart feels moved to let this light travel farther, share it as if you're releasing a lantern into the sky, one that might drift softly towards someone still wandering in their night. Subscribe not as obligation, but as promise, a quiet commitment to stay close to this flow of peace whenever your spirit feels faint. Let that single act be your way of saying, I will stay connected to light. And when you reach the end of this message, take one more sacred step. Write your own small echo of gratitude in the comments. It doesn't have to be elaborate, just a few honest words. Your personal reflection of the light you've received. Your comment becomes like a droplet joining a river, a gentle current that carries hope further than you could ever see. Each word written in sincerity becomes a seed of light planted in someone else's darkness. This isn't about algorithms or attention, it's about alignment. Every act of engagement becomes an act of worship, a way of participating in heaven's ongoing symphony of grace. Because chosen one, this is bigger than content, it's communion. Every soul that finds peace here adds a note to the melody heaven is composing across the earth. Each connection, each shared moment, builds a bridge of light from heart to heart, transforming solitude into sanctuary. So let your gentle action, your like, your share, your comment, your quiet subscription be your offering of light to the world. Not out of duty, but out of beauty. Not for recognition, but for reflection. You are the candle and the flame, the song and the silence, the light and the lens through which heaven shines. Keep shining. Chosen one. The world may not always understand your glow, but it will feel it, and that is enough. Every light you kindle here continues beyond you. Somewhere, a weary heart will feel that same warmth and remember that hope still breathes quietly through ordinary hands like yours. Your simple acts like share, comment, subscribe become ripples of grace across unseen waters. Heaven turns each motion into music, soft and everlasting. Chosen one, let the glow linger. When you close this message, don't extinguish it, carry it with you. You are now the flame, walking through the world as living proof that peace still shines. Chosen one. What you carry now is no longer the weight of striving, but the whisper of serenity. You have learned that stillness is not weakness, it is authority cloaked in quiet. There is a peace in you that no storm can disturb, a light that no shadow can smother. Heaven's strength has settled into your soul like dawn breaking through the longest night. You used to measure power by motion, by how much you could achieve, how far you could push, how many battles you could win. But now, you understand that true power often moves silently. It doesn't rush. It doesn't compete. It simply is. You've entered a realm of rest where peace itself has become your roar. The scripture speaks of this mysterious strength in Zechariah, chapter 4, verse 6. Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord Almighty. Chosen one, the Spirit now breathes through you. What you once tried to do with effort, heaven is now doing through ease. The same storms that used to shake you now stand still before your calm. You've become a vessel of divine equilibrium, unmoved, unbothered, unbroken. Your stillness is not silence, it's strategy. It is the space where divine authority operates without strain. Heaven moves through the quiet heart faster than it ever could through the restless one. Every time you resist the urge to panic, you create room for miracles to manifest naturally. This is the paradox of divine peace. It looks passive to the world but wages invisible wars in the spirit. Your calm confuses the darkness. It cannot comprehend why you no longer flinch, why you no longer react, why the same chaos that once controlled you now crumbles before your calm. Chosen one, your stillness is heaven's secret weapon. While the world shouts, you listen. While others rush, you rest. And while they seek to be heard, you have learned to become the sound, the frequency of heaven pulsing through a quiet vessel. There's something holy about your restraint. You don't need to explain yourself, defend yourself, or justify your peace. You've realized that silence, when guided by the Spirit, speaks louder than words ever could. It's the language of the wise, the posture of the mature, the rhythm of those who walk with God. Now, everything around you is responding to that inner stillness. The people who once drained you no longer have access to your peace. The situations that once triggered you now teach you. You are living proof that peace isn't found, it's formed, forged in surrender, sealed by grace. Heaven is expanding your influence not through volume, but through vibration. You don't need to demand attention. Your presence now carries the quiet authority of someone who knows where their help comes from. You've become the calm in other people's chaos, the steady pulse of heaven in human form. Chosen one, your stillness will shake the earth, not through noise or numbers, but through the subtle ripple of divine resonance. The peace you carry will reach rooms you've never entered, hearts you've never met. Every word you speak now carries the weight of heaven's harmony. The world will look at you and sense something they can't define, a holiness that isn't loud, a confidence that isn't arrogant, a joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. You've become the evidence that God lives within ordinary hearts. And though you may feel small, the sound of your stillness is seismic in the spirit. Heaven is amplifying your quiet obedience into a frequency that dismantles fear wherever it's heard. You've become a tuning fork for divine order everywhere you go. Chaos begins to calm. Chosen one, this is what it means for stillness to shake the earth. You are not moving mountains by force, you are moving them by faith. You are not shifting atmospheres through noise, but through nearness to God. Your peace is now your proclamation. When you walk into rooms, you won't have to speak to change the atmosphere. Your presence will carry the echo of heaven. People won't understand it at first, they'll just feel lighter, safer, steadier. That's the quiet anointing you've inherited, peace that preaches, calm that commands, silence that sings. So keep standing in stillness. Let it grow roots. Let it become your way of breathing, your way of moving. You don't need to chase, to prove, or to force. You simply need to be a vessel of divine tranquility in a world addicted to noise. For the chosen, stillness is not the absence of sound, it's the fullness of spirit. It's heaven's heartbeat moving through human calm. And as long as you carry that within you, the earth itself will feel your peace and remember who made it. Chosen one, this is where the story settles, not with an ending, but with fulfillment. You've walked through the fire of surrender, learned the rhythm of stillness, and now you stand crowned in calm. Heaven has finished what it began, and the glory that once felt distant now rests quietly upon you. The journey has shaped you into something heaven can trust. The strength you carry isn't loud, it's lasting. You no longer need to prove you've overcome. The peace within you already testifies. The waiting was worth it. The silence was sacred. And the rest became revelation. The voice of Scripture seals this truth in Philippians chapter 1, verse 11. Being filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ to the glory and praise of God. That's what this season is, the fruit of righteousness. the evidence of everything you've endured finally bearing life. You've learned that holiness doesn't arrive in triumph, it arrives in tranquility. The greatest victories often whisper rather than roar. Chosen one, look at what's been completed in you. You've been refined into grace. You no longer fight for clarity, you live from conviction. You no longer chase after purpose, you rest in presence. You no longer beg for peace, you embody it. The stillness you once resisted has now become your crown. This peace is not fragile, it's fortified. It's been tested in storms and proven in silence. Heaven's fingerprints are on every part of your journey, the nights you thought would never end. The prayers that went unanswered, the detours that disguised direction. Each one was a page in this sacred script that led you home. You see now that God never left, He was simply leading. Every delay had design, every ache had assignment, every ending made room for rebirth. You were never forsaken, you were being formed. And now, you stand at the edge of fulfillment, not looking backward in regret, but forward in reverence. The weight you once carried has been exchanged for wings. You've become light in heart, light in purpose, light in presence. You have learned the art of divine rest, and heaven calls that maturity. Chosen one, your calm now carries authority. You are no longer tossed by waves, you walk on them. You are no longer silenced by fear, you speak peace into it. Every trial has been turned into testimony, every tear translated into wisdom. You are not merely surviving, you are sanctified. The crown you wear isn't made of gold or glory, it's made of surrender. It's the invisible halo of one who has allowed God to finish His work within. You don't need applause for proof. Your peace is proof enough. This is what divine completion looks like, not perfection, but alignment. You have finally become what you were always meant to be, a vessel that no longer resists the flow of heaven, but moves with it. The story is whole, the heart is healed, and the journey continues, but now from a higher peace. Chosen one, the glory that now surrounds you isn't meant to be hoarded, it's meant to be lived. Your peace is your ministry. Your stillness is your message. Every breath you take in faith becomes an act of worship. Every quiet act of kindness becomes a ripple of heaven on earth. The light within you will not fade, it will expand. It will find its way into conversations, moments, glances subtle, sacred exchanges where heaven leaks through your humanity. You are now a walking temple of tranquility, a sanctuary in motion. And even when new storms come, and they will, you'll meet them differently. You'll smile in the rain because you've learned the rhythm of divine weather. You'll understand that peace isn't found after the storm. It's formed within it. Nothing can separate you now from the calm you've cultivated with God. The world may still shout, but you will not be moved. You have learned to listen to the voice beneath the noise, the steady hum of grace that has guided you all along. That's what it means to be crowned in calm, to carry heaven within. Even when earth trembles, chosen one, this was never about finding control, it was about finding communion. God has not only taken over your circumstances, He has taken residence within you. You are the resting place of His glory, the reflection of His patience, the proof that stillness is stronger than striving. And now, your story stands complete, not because everything is perfect, but because everything has purpose. Heaven's fingerprints are on your heart, and its peace is your eternal companion. You are crowned in calm. You are the evidence of completion. You are the living echo of divine rest fulfilled. Chosen one, if this journey has touched something deep within you, if you felt heaven breathe through these words, then let this final moment be your gentle offering back to the light. Every story of awakening becomes complete only when it is shared. Like fire passed from one candle to another, So if peace has found you here, press like as if your heart were whispering thank you to the wind, not for applause, but as recognition, a quiet nod that says, I felt this, I needed this. That single touch becomes a spark heaven can trace back to gratitude. If these words have wrapped around your spirit like warm light after a long storm, share them not as content, but as comfort. Let it drift outward like a lantern released into the night, searching for another soul who's ready to rest. You never know whose darkness might be waiting for your small flame. And when your heart feels called to return to this peace again, subscribe not as habit, but as a vow, a promise to yourself that you'll stay close to what quiets you, to what keeps your faith steady when the noise grows loud. Before you go, leave your comment below, your reflection, your gratitude, your echo of what stirred within you. Each word becomes part of a sacred thread connecting hearts across unseen distances. Together, they weave a tapestry of peace that heaven can see glowing from above. Let your final act be gentle, intentional, beautiful. Respond, not because you must, but because love moves you to. For when light touches light, the world becomes brighter, one quiet soul at a time.